Well, the Scott Mission is serving Thanksgiving meals to those in need today, and the charity says the demand for hot meals has increased as affordability has declined. Let's go live to CP24's Steve Ryan, who's at the mission on Spadina. Not only a hot meal, Steve, but an opportunity for some people who might not have family, never mind roofs over their heads, to actually sit down as a community and break bread and spend time together.
Yeah, sadly, there are an awful lot of people in the city of Toronto who require assistance, that they may be experiencing some difficulties when it comes to finances, when it comes to family as well. So the Scott Mission, which has been around forever, it seems, would not be the Scott Mission without incredible volunteers like the people here in the kitchen preparing this beautiful meal for those that are here today to celebrate Thanksgiving, and for people like Peter Durasamy, who is the CEO. Peter, thanks for your time. Every time we meet, you've got this big smile on your face. I mean, how important is this place to not only to people like yourself, but to these people that are in need as well?
This is huge. Scott Mission's been there for over 80 years, putting a smile on the faces of people who are so much in need. Thanksgiving is one of the hardest times. Sometimes it's more than Christmas. Thanksgiving is a time when people sit around their family, have a beautiful meal. It's families coming together. The people coming through the doors today, 550 people or more, will be coming in. They have a family. They have spouses and children, but they're away from the family. So it's hard. It's hard. So putting a smile in the faces of those people, Scott Mission has done it so well. And people like the volunteers here, the staff who've been working so hard. It's just an honor to serve the people who are so much in need in our city.
That's a great segue into my next question. Are you concerned that this place will not be able to meet the demand? We know that there is an increase in the demand for the assistance when it comes to food. What are your thoughts on that? And shelter as well. What are your thoughts on that?
That's a huge question. The number of needs has just gone up. You're looking at the food bank, it's gone up by 51%. That's a staggering amount. You're looking at more than 2.5 million people coming to a food bank from our city. And a person who's coming to a food bank, when you look at the cost and what they have, after they pay rent and after they pay utilities, they're just left with $6.67 per day. That's for food, that's for clothing, that's for travel. And try calculating how you're going to live. And if they have kids, they have loved ones, it's just nearly impossible for people to survive. The number of people coming into the food bank has increased so much. And I tell you one thing, God has been so good to us, the people in the city have been generous to us, that we've been able to give very, very beautiful stuff through our food bank. Looking at the hot meals, this is where it's staggering. I still remember, I've been working here for 34 years, for a long time. And looking just a few years ago, we're like at 120,000, 125,000 hot meals in a year. We're touching 350,000 hot meals. It's just staggering. Just from year to year, it's 25% increase. And the question you ask is, can we continue? We have to. We have to. When COVID hit, and we said, no, we're going to keep the door open. Somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to give leadership in the city and has to have the door open. Remember the times when everything was closed. Tim Hortons was closed. Every public place was closed. The libraries were closed. People didn't have a washroom to go to. Our doors were open. So Scott Mission's been there for 80-odd years. We want to be consistent. We want to be there. But the need is huge. Huge. I can get into the aspect of the shelter and the aspect of food banks. It's just the need is so huge.
Let me ask you about the shelter a part of this. So not only do people need food, but they need shelter as well. And I believe there's about 150 residents at this place. Correct me if I'm wrong. And how important and how much of a demand is it for a shelter as well?
There are about 10,000 people on the streets today who need shelter. We have about 121 people in the shelter. And that number is increasing. We've had waiting lists, and I think we're adding 15 more spots in our shelter. So the numbers are increasing dramatically. The depth of pain is increased. And this is where Scott Mission's coming in. We want to see lives transformed. We're going to start a hybrid recovery program to see lives transformed. And we're looking at counseling, we're looking at healthcare, we're looking at case management, we're looking at spiritual formation, things that'll, turn the people around and turn the lives around, that they'll come out of being a homeless person to becoming a person who gives back into our society. So that's going to be a lot of hard work that's going to go on. But it's so beautiful that we are here, but touching on homelessness, touching on the needs in our city. Winter's coming, and there are people out there who need a shelter. And that's a huge demand. And my prayer is at some point God will open the door that we can get into housing. and affordable housing and find a solution, a long-term solution for people who are so much in need.
My last question, very quickly. If people watching this are in need of food or in need of shelter and they want to come to the Scott Mission, what is the procedure?
Actually, there's no procedure, just come. If you're in need, just come to the mission. We are there to help you, especially a day like this. Just come. Our food bank is open Monday to Friday. Our shelter is open 24/7. And if you're in need, just come. Just call the mission or come. We are there to help you. We don't want anybody there struggling, and we want to stand in the gap on those people.
Appreciate your time, I appreciate your smile, and I appreciate your work. So thank you very much. It's a great man. I'll send it back to you.
Great man, great work. Steve Ryan, thanks for bringing that to us. Really appreciate it.